Hello everyone, welcome to Whack Comics episode 16. Whack Comics episode 16. We're going to do something real different here. I was just wondering today, I was like, has Greg Land ever been Greg Landed? You know, there's like, you hear lots of stories. You know, there's the most recent one about, you know, him stealing some alien art there for the omnibus covers. And I was wondering, has Greg Land ever been Greg Landed? Has anyone ever thought, oh, let's take something of him, or let's take him exactly, and do something with him. So here I thought, I'll go, all right, let's have a look. I'm gonna make a shirt. I'm gonna make a shirt. It's gonna be available on Whack for some Whack merch on Redbubble there, and we're gonna have some fun with this. We're gonna after we made the shirt, I'm gonna do some more Greg Landing, and we're gonna go we're gonna have a look on YouTube and have a look at some people that have talked about Greg Land before as well. But yeah, so this is the drawings coming along. So this is some all these the ones that I'm doing here are pretty, you know, like pretty known for, like that one's on the Comic Tropes intro, you know, so you see it every time. But yeah, it's Greg Land's. I don't know how he's still getting paid. So I was wondering, you know, like I would put it out there. I'd make a Greg Land shirt, and like if he comes at me for tracing or whatever, that means he has to admit that he's been tracing this whole time, you know. So I got maybe like a bit of a Trump sort of thing, got Trump card going on for him, you know. I don't know. Maybe he'll come at me, you know, but. You know, and then I'll just have to say, look, man, you know, if I'm tracing, then you're tracing. We're both tracing here. Like, we can. This is what it's come to. So I just thought, you know, would make something different here, different episode of White Comics. Gonna, you know, we're gonna make a shirt here. There's gonna be some magnets and stickers and everything like that. You can buy this on at the end. But yeah, and then we can wear it around. We started Greg Land. Greg Landed shirts, you know, Whackland. That's what we'll call them, the Whackland shirts. I hope you're digging them. So here we are on YouTube. We're gonna look at some Greg Land videos. You know, just gonna steal a little bit of, you know, we're gonna do a bit of Greg Landing here, steal a bit of other people's opinions and thoughts on Greg Land and put them in the video here. But unlike Greg Land, we're gonna give them a bit of a plug and tell them who they are. Like, and so there's a fair few videos. We're not gonna watch them all, but we just want to watch a couple. So first up, we got Comic Tropes.
Oh, hi! You caught me enjoying myself in Canada. Speaking of incredible lands, let's talk about Greg Land. Hello! Welcome to Comic Tropes. I'm your host, Chris. You know, I try not to go too negative on this channel, but today I'm going to talk about an artist who I personally do not care for. That being said, I think I understand some of why he's popular. He certainly is popular enough to get regular work on a top-tier title like Uncanny X-Men, but I don't care for the work. However, that said, I'm going to explain why I don't like certain aspects of the work, and I think that even if you disagree with me, we can learn something by having a conversation on what I consider the de-evolution of an artist and the flaws and problems with his storytelling skills specifically. Allied fans did spot the occasional swipe, like this instance that copies a Scott McDaniel Nightwing, or this instance of tracing Brian Boland's Joker from The Killing Joke. I don't have examples of every instance of Land using existing magazines or movie screenshots, but here are a few to show you what I'm talking about. Sources that Land started to use regularly included images from Pro Wrestling, Pamela Anderson, Sports Illustrated, and, by his own admission, porn.
Porn. Oh, okay. Well, go. Let's say it was only a little snippet of that. Go watch the rest of Comic Tropes. But we got Thinking Critical. Let's have a look.
Didn't fall? Inconceivable. You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and in the news recently, it appears that Greg Land is once again being accused of plagiarism, basically using someone else's art and maybe changing a few aspects about it. Tim, This is not the first time that Greg Land has been accused of plagiarism, but this time apparently he is repurposing some of the art from Tristan Jones, who has worked on the Alien Predator franchise in the past when they were under the Dark Horse licensing. Obviously, that has moved over to Marvel now that Marvel acquired Fox. They wanted to get the rights to the Alien Predator franchise into Marvel Comics. I don't know. You saw the pictures. Is this a big deal? It seems pretty bad to me.
A couple of things. So I guess to clarify for the listeners out there, so he did used to work for Dark Horse doing the same brand. Is that correct, or am I misinterpreting things?
Yes, he works for Dark Horse. He's Australian.
Wait, he's Australian? What? Are you? Greg Land's Australian? Are you? Oh man, we can't have this on us, man. Wait, are you sure? I can't see anything. I'm trying to find. Where's Wiki? Greg Land. There's a lot here about him being a tracer. Yeah, it looks like saying United States on there. I don't know. I don't think he's from. I don't think he's from Australia. There's a lot about him. Sam, we're not wrong here. There's a lot about him on the old wiki about him tracing. But here we go. What's this? Here we go. Sam, United States. All right, let's get back on thinking critical. Let's get back
on Alien and Predator before Marvel took the license over.
So this is interesting. This kind of throws a wrench into things because I did not know that. But my background, for a lot of people who might not be familiar, I actually did work for merchandising for about 10 years. One of the licenses that we worked for was Marvel. And what is interesting about the Marvel licensing brand is that there are things when you're doing any type of merchandising or artwork, there is a kind of understood, how do I put this? You have this repository of images where it's understood that if it's something that has appeared in any property that Marvel has owned, that there is leeway in terms of what you granted access to and that you can use. So for example, let's say you're doing a comic with Spider-Man in it, and let's say you have like on the television, there's a news conference. The artist, in theory, could borrow from, let's say, a Daredevil comic, an image that appeared in a book that's not drawn by that creative team, and use that because it's kind of a shared repository of files.
Owned by Marvel.
Right. So when I was working in merchandising, there were some times where there would be like, hey, your assignment, you're not drawing anything this week. What we need to do is we need to have this cover artwork appear on a t-shirt. But the problem with it is that this arm is extended way too far off the side. Is there any way that you can redraw like the arm so that it's tucked under so that we can fit on a shirt? And it's like, okay, well, I'll do that. And it's the idea that you don't have to get the artist's permission because you're borrowing from something that's already owned in company. So I'm not trying to defend what Greg Land did, but there's also that to consider. I don't know what the behind the scenes legal status is of any of those images that when Marvel bought out the license from Dark Horse, did that also include the use?
That's interesting. I'm thinking critical. Let's have a look at one more here. We got secret Joseph. Let's have a look.
There's been something I've been sitting on for a while. It's been, bothering me. And I'm gonna let it come to the surface now. I fucking hate Greg Land. I hate this filthy, perverted piece of shit so much. That's just the problem. Greg Land doesn't do art. He traces and photoshops from other comics, from magazines, and from specifically porno mags. Greg Land is smut. Greg Land is probably the favorite artist of a 13-year-old prepubescent boy for two things. Oh, and the other thing. I mean, this picture here on the screen, this is from Ultimate Power. This is not okay. But yet, Marvel still gives this guy work. Greg Land is not right. I would, if I thought it would do any good, I would write a sternly lit letter to Axel Alonso, the editor-in-chief of Marvel, and say, hey, dude, get your hand off your wiener, put that Greg Land comic down, grab Mike McCohen or whoever, because he's not doing much right now, throw him in Uncanny. Greg Land is only able to pump out so many issues so fast because half of the book is photoshopped. I mean, one little gripe I have is that he makes Cyclops look like Tom Cruise.
That was a fun episode of Whack Comics. I'm gonna have the links for everyone that I featured down below. Here's the merch. There's gonna be a link for that as well if you want to cop yourself a Whack Land thing to say fuck you to Greg Land. But yeah, it's been a fun episode. Something real different. I've enjoyed. I might do another one of these down the line. Yeah, stuff like that would be